In any job, there is always a good and a bad, and that's definitely what I experienced doing what I love.
Oh, you're such a good boy. Thank you.
Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be finally back on YouTube. I know it's been a while. I'm going to be talking about my experience overall in Korea and how that led me to coming back to the States. Hope you guys enjoy this makeup look that I created inspired off of Single Inferno's Shin Ji-yeon cast. Really liked her makeup. I felt that this resembled the type of makeup I used to wear in Korea when I used to go to work, when I was hanging out with my friends at different occasions. Hope you guys enjoy, and let's roll to the beginning. So first I'm going to be putting on BB cream because we got to even out the skin tone. And while I do that, I'm going to be talking about why I went to Korea in the first place. I think giving you guys a background information on why I went and my experience there would help you to understand why I was there for that long. If I look down, it's because there is a mirror below. So I'm just going to finish blending this out. Let's travel back in time to 2017. That is when I graduated college and I still had the travel bug. I basically studied abroad in Europe when I was a sophomore and had this whole identity crisis of what I wanted to do, and I really wanted to work abroad at some point in my life. So 2017 comes around, I graduate, I go to London and couldn't get a visa, so I come back. I did an internship. I come back and I think to myself, well, I really want to go abroad, but where else can I go with where I won't have much of a visa issue? And it was Korea because I was able to obtain the F4 visa as an overseas Korean. And another reason why I decided to go was I interned in entertainment and I really enjoyed watching Korean TV shows, and that's basically how I learned Korean. My parents never really taught me how to speak proper or formal Korean. It was very just the basic conversational language that you have at home. So yeah, I learned a lot of my vocabulary and different phrases just watching Korean TV shows and listening to K-pop, and I felt that, oh, maybe I'll work in the Korean entertainment broadcasting industry while I'm there. Now mind you, I did not major in broadcast journalism. I do have a little bit of entertainment experience in the marketing field, doing internships, but that was it. No network, nothing. So I really had to start from bottom. Before I went, I reached out to a couple of companies. I think it was 2 months before I went, and heard back from maybe 2 or 3. And I ended up going back to a company that I interned for that was a startup cosmetic company, and they've been creating content on YouTube and in other platforms, but also selling their products e-commerce globally. Felt that this was a great opportunity for me to just first get a job, and second, it leveraged my experience in entertainment and content in that space while I was working at the company. Now, of course, life just never takes you in the direction that you want it to, and I ended up being in a completely different team than I thought. I thought I was going to join the content production team, but I ended up being part of the global PR and marketing team, which was still a very great experience, but just not relevant to what I wanted to do. And for me, that was fine because I just used the opportunity that I was given to work there, gain the work experience. I try to build my network outside of work during my free time. If I could give one tip to you guys that are just graduating and looking for jobs, network. It may not seem very fruitful at first when you're building or establishing a relationship with people, but you just never know later down the road where you might reconnect with someone through your network and they may be a great resource or asset to your career. So reach out to people with genuine intentions, and I'm sure that it will help and go a long way. Don't give up. So that's exactly what I did. I started following radio hosts and people in the entertainment space that I really enjoyed. And one of the shows that I was following needed a live audience and they were recruiting for that. So I applied, got in, went there really for the intention of networking. So after the show, I went to the writers, talked to them, sent them my resume. I went to the show host and told him that I really liked what he was doing and that I'd love to be a part. So I just got connected with people and they said they would keep me in mind. And I think about 3 months down the road, they called me back. Guys, it could work. So I took that once in a lifetime opportunity went to the radio station, did my interview, and they really liked me, kept in contact with the writers and producers, and that just helped me to establish a network in the broadcasting entertainment space. Now before I talk further about my experience working in Korea, let me put on some blush. I am using a pink blush to brighten my skin tone, but also I think Cheon has like a very like baby pink tone skin, so I'm just gonna dab that in, and whatever is remaining I am going to put it on my eyes. So basically I started building my network in the entertainment and broadcasting station, and through that I was able to find different opportunities online here and there. So basically there was an opportunity that came across the network job board looking for a news reporter, their news radio show segment. I decided to just audition for the Win Limit, thinking that it would be a great opportunity to even just interview. And luckily I got a call back and they asked me to write a script. They approved my script and asked me to come in for a audition. And when I went, I honestly didn't expect anything, knowing that there were a lot of potentially talented and probably more experienced candidates than me. And it was true because one of the other candidates that was auditioning was a reporter at KBS, a major TV broadcast network. She had more experience than me, so I thought I wouldn't get it. And I went in with just so much confidence that I think the producer chose me because of that. I think they just saw something in me that, you know, like basically it's a live radio show and they want someone that can like think on the spot, react on the spot, and be very confident in uncertain situations. And they asked me a lot of different questions and I was not like ever afraid. I wasn't shy. I really just tried to enjoy the opportunity because I thought that would be my last. And I got the role. The news reporting role started at 7 in the morning, I think. So I was up by like 4, took the first train around 5:20, went to the radio station around 7-ish, 6:30ish, and then did the radio show at 7, and then took the train back to Gangnam by 9:30, 10ish. That's when I started work. Did that, and then I realized that the more I got involved in broadcasting, that it would be really helpful for me to improve my Korean skills. So then I went to Korean school. So a year just flew by like that, but I was slowly starting to get different opportunities. And so instead of staying there for a year, which was my original plan, I stayed for another year. And through that second year, I was able to hone in on different skills, like my Korean speaking skills. I went to go audition for an SBS reporter role, a reporter announcer. They call them announcers in Korea. And basically it's like 1 in like, I don't know the ratio, but it's like thousands of people audition and only one person gets it. So I didn't get that, but it was a great experience for me. And then I got to partake in voice acting through a local friend who recommended that I give that a try. And through voice acting, I was able to do a variety of different commercial ads, like Kim Yoo-jung's Laneige commercial. Like most of her speaking voice in English is mine. So it was a really great experience. Did some with like Nike and some other clothing brands that are pretty well known in Korea. So I did that for my second year and a half, and I also continued to network. And through one of my friends, she was part of the radio show and needed to go on a vacation. She asked me to basically fill in for her, and through that I was able to build my relationship with the producers a bit deeply, and they were able to trust in me, and so they gave me different opportunities. They asked me to come audition for different shows and asked me to write, and so I became a writer slash host for a morning show. And by the time I did that, I was like so burnt out, guys. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. It was really hard to talk about my friends because this was basically my dream job, right? Like, I wanted to work in entertainment and broadcasting, and so I was hitting a wall. It was burnout season. I wasn't seeing my friends. I was working a lot, doing what I wanted to do, following my dreams. And that's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to give another tip here. I wouldn't say following your dreams is the best thing to do. Now, that's based on my personal experience, so take it with a grain of salt, but not everyone is in a circumstance where they can follow their dreams. So I always say that sometimes your dreams should stay as a hobby until you can monetize it. But even if you are able to monetize or work on your dream job, you know, there's different sacrifices that you have to do in order to follow your dreams, but to what extent? So personally, I think that working a stable job and maintaining your dream as a hobby is a great way to really enjoy what you do. Sometimes it's easy to lose that when you start working full-time in your dream job. Anyway, so I was really burnt out, and by this year I was pretty much ready to head back to the States. But I felt very stuck career-wise. If I wasn't going to pursue my dream, why am I staying so far away from my family back in the States? I felt alone. I didn't have like a strong community. I had a great group of friends, but I didn't have a strong community of people that were just like really passionate about what they were doing, you know, especially living in Korea where things are very competitive. It was really hard to make friends in the industry that I was in. That's when I thought, okay, you know what, like maybe I should go back. And this is when I was 25. So I was hitting a quarter-life crisis, if you would call it. And as I was thinking about heading back, I decided to apply for different jobs just on a whim because I didn't feel completely ready to go back. I also had a lot of different opportunities in voice acting starting to come up, and so I thought, what a waste to just leave all of this behind, because I know that the kind of opportunities I had in voice acting and in broadcasting I wouldn't have in the States as an Asian American. So I decided to stay for another year because I was able to get a full-time job offer in a digital agency doing luxury marketing. Now I can go a little bit more in depth into how I got the job and my work experience there. I think I have some content filmed, but that could be for a different episode so that I don't drag this one on. But yeah, basically I got the offer, and at that point I was very lucky because you have to be fluent in Korean and English, and I will say I'm nowhere near close to being fluent in business Korean, but I learned a lot of different skills that helped me to be fluent enough to get the job. You had to interview in both languages, and by the third year I was pretty comfortable with doing interviews in only Korean with a panel of 5 people. Yeah, so I got into that job and I thought, okay, I'll just gain my work experience here in like the beauty and luxury space, because I was planning to go into that space in New York when I came back, but ended up being completely opposite. Again, with life just never goes according to plans, because I am in SF doing something completely different, more specifically market research for tech companies or tech clients. So my plan to go back after broadcasting kind of fell through, and I ended up working in the digital marketing agency space for a year and a half. And I turned 26. Time really flies. So basically I stayed there and gained experience in digital marketing, social media campaign management with really the top luxury brands that everybody knows. And it was really fun, but I really hit another wall when I was due for a performance review, and they gave me a raise, but the amount of work that I put in, I wasn't getting my output even after a year and a half. I felt really undervalued, And I know that this is just like part of corporate life, but I felt stuck, particularly because I saw that my language barrier, in some ways, I know I may be fluent, but it was like almost a barrier in terms of my learning curve because I was learning how to speak business Korean. I felt like I was tackling two things at once and it was just a lot of pressure. I remember making like little note cards and sticky notes on the side to learn different and memorize different terminologies, but it was a lot harder than working in America, where I really just have to be proficient in English, which is obviously a lot easier for me because I grew up here, was raised and got my education here. Yes, I basically felt stuck in terms of my career growth, and because I wasn't doing really my dream job, I felt like I kind of ran out of reasons to stay. I think 3.5, 4 years was a good time mark for me to venture on into something else as I was heading into my late 20s, which is kind of crazy to say. But yeah, so I kind of left it at that and decided to quit my job, study something else, which was product design and tech. So I just finished applying my lashes and wow, I only applied it on the tips, but to be honest, I really like it. I don't know if it's translating in camera. So yeah, that's the final look. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Let me know in the comments below if there are any content ideas that you'd like to see from me. I love to take that into consideration. I look forward to chatting with you guys more and keep putting out fun and informative content out there for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!